fact that we now have a president who understands who our real enemies are and is willing to take them on is making a huge difference, not just in our country, but around the world. You know, we've talked a lot about today a country's ability to feed itself, but that's not the only place, and that's not the only role agriculture plays. A country has to be able to feed itself, fuel itself, and fight for itself to truly be free. And that's why what this group represents is every component of that. And we now have a president who understands it and is willing to do everything within his power to make sure the United States continues to be the greatest country on the face of the planet. And that doesn't happen by accident. That happens because we have great leadership. And I'm proud of the role that Arkansas has been able to play, but I'm more excited about the leadership that we now have in Washington that is going to take this to all 50 states and frankly all across the world. Having this group, there are no people I have greater confidence in. Secretary Hegseth leading the greatest military on the face of the planet, and nobody better suited to do so.
Can I get y'all to double tap your screen and hit the like button?
Member of the cabinet in an arm wrestling competition, but he's not the only tough.
What keeps me up, and that's why I'm a big proponent of the work. Being done at NBAT, the National Agro Research Defense Facility in Manhattan, Kansas, as well. I think that's the biggest active threat that I see is bioterrorism.
I think Senator Marshall really put a nice overview on the different threats. It really, you know, American agriculture, I think, is defined as science, technology, and innovation. And all those are amazing. It defines agriculture today, but it also leads the way for agriculture over the horizon for the future. But it can be very vulnerable if we don't protect that. And in the past, they haven't provided protections for that. The science, the technology, the innovation that comes out of this great country, out of this essential industry. And I think the fact that today we're declaring that food security is national security, farm security is a part of that. I think this is a great milestone of making sure that we're protecting all of that for the future. America needs to, we always want America to be in the lead no matter what we're talking about. But certainly when it comes to the thing that is probably most essential, and that is food and fiber, energy materials, building resources, all the things that come off that rural agriculture acreage. We have a duty and responsibility to make sure that those things are secure. So, Secretary, thank you for your leadership and vision on this. Much appreciated.
Timing is coming very soon. We'll continue to announce further steps to answer your final question. Listen, everyone, thank you so much for being here. It's really, really an honor to have you all here at the People's Department. Abraham Lincoln founded this department in 1862 to ensure that the American farmers and ranchers and rural prosperity, rural way of life was represented here in Washington. So thank you, and everyone can gather over on the right for Coach Tuberville's next workout. All right, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
And we'll show you what the law really is. Well,
and we were
you
just
can bet Trump felt like he was hit by a legal bus.
Trump administration officials,
he thought being president was a shield that made him untouchable, but turns out it wasn't the invincible one he imagined.
This is going to promote agriculture and
the justices didn't need to say much. They just said, no, Mr. President doesn't have the right to do anything without consequences. Trump thought he could do anything, but now he's left muttering, I'm the president. I can do whatever I want. It's hard to explain to someone who thinks their power is limitless. So what does he do now that his presidential shield is shattered?
Or acts of the president. And that innovation doesn't work if it's not, the judiciary is not independent.
Independence is under attack and trying to be compromised by the executive branch, which is a road to tyranny.
Trump must have thought he nailed the perfect move picking 3 Supreme Court justices. He probably figured, if I invest enough money into something, it has to work in my favor, right? Well, guess what? This isn't a game he won. Instead, the justices he handpicked turned their backs on him. It's a shock to Trump, sure, but not so surprising when you look at how they voted against him.